In a noisy world, silence is often overlooked, yet it is one of the most powerful tools we possess. Silence is not emptiness, it is clarity. It allows us to pause, to think, and to choose our words with intention. Silence is not weakness, it is control. It gives us the strength to listen deeply, to understand fully, and to respond wisely. And silence is not isolation, it is peace. In those quiet moments, we reconnect with ourselves and with others in ways words never can. In this video, let us remember that sometimes the most profound message is found not in what we say, but in the stillness between our words. Silence clears mental clutter. It gives us space for creativity and sharper focus. In fact, some of the greatest thinkers in history, Einstein among them, discovered their most brilliant ideas not in the noise of debate, but in the quiet of reflection. Silence is not emptiness, it is a canvas. It is where imagination paints its boldest strokes, where clarity sharpens our vision, and where wisdom finds its voice. But silence is more than a personal tool, it is a collective gift. In silence, we listen more deeply to one another. We allow conversations to breathe, and we give respect to voices that might otherwise be drowned out. Silence teaches patience, reminding us that not every moment demands sound, and not every thought requires immediate expression. In our fast-paced world, filled with constant notifications and endless chatter, silence becomes an act of courage. It is the pause that restores balance, the stillness that nurtures peace, and the quiet that makes room for truth. So today, let us not overlook silence. Let us embrace it as a source of creativity, clarity, and connection that words alone can never provide. When emotions run high, silence becomes our anchor. It helps us pause, reflect, and respond with intention rather than impulse. In the heat of the moment, words can become weapons, sharp, fast, and often regrettable. But silence gives us space. It allows the storm to settle, the mind to clear, and the heart to soften. In that quiet, we find clarity. We remember what truly matters. We choose empathy over ego, understanding over reaction. Silence isn't avoidance, it's wisdom. It's the breath between stimulus and response, the stillness that turns conflict into connection. Silence also invites introspection. It helps us observe our emotions without being consumed by them. It teaches us to listen, not just to others, but to ourselves. In silence, we gain perspective. We see the bigger picture. We find the strength to forgive, the grace to let go, and the courage to speak only when our words are rooted in truth. By staying silent, we listen more deeply. And when we truly listen, we build trust, empathy, and stronger relationships. Silence is not the absence of communication, it is the presence of understanding. In silence, we hear not only words but emotions, pauses, and the unspoken truths that often carry the greatest weight. The Buddha once said, "Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace." This teaching reminds us that silence is not about withholding, but about creating space for words that matter. When we pause, we allow our speech to be guided by clarity and compassion rather than impulse. Silence gives others the gift of being heard. It nurtures trust, because people sense that their voice is valued. It cultivates empathy, because we begin to see the world through another's eyes. And it strengthens bonds, because silence allows us to connect beyond words, in the realm of presence and respect. In a noisy world, silence becomes a radical act of wisdom. It is the pause that transforms conflict into connection, and the stillness that turns ordinary listening into profound understanding. Silence can command presence. A well-timed pause makes words more impactful and shows confidence. It allows the listener to absorb meaning, reflect on nuance, and anticipate what comes next. In conversation, silence can be a powerful tool, not a void, but a space that amplifies intention. Leaders, speakers, and storytellers often use silence to emphasize key moments, letting their audience lean in rather than tune out. It's not just about what is said, but how it's framed. A pause before a statement can build suspense, a pause after can deepen resonance. Silence also signals self-assurance. It shows that the speaker is not rushed, not desperate to fill every moment with sound. Instead, they trust the weight of their words and the intelligence of their audience. In emotionally charged situations, silence can offer dignity and restraint. It can de-escalate tension, invite empathy, or simply allow space for others to speak. In creative work, silence is the canvas on which expression unfolds. In music, it defines rhythm. In film, it shapes mood. In writing, it punctuates thought. To master silence is to master presence. It's a subtle art, one that requires awareness, intention, and the courage to let stillness speak. Silence connects us to inner peace. It reduces stress, grounds us in the present, and helps us hear our own thoughts. In a world filled with constant noise and stimulation, silence becomes a sanctuary, a space where clarity emerges and the mind can breathe. It allows us to disengage from external chaos and reconnect with our internal rhythm. In moments of stillness, we become more attuned to subtle emotions, intuitive insights, and the quiet wisdom that often gets drowned out by distraction. Silence also deepens our connection with others. A shared pause can convey empathy, respect, or understanding more powerfully than words. It invites presence, not performance. Whether in meditation, nature, or a quiet room, silence nurtures reflection and renewal. It's not emptiness, it's fullness without clutter. By embracing silence, we cultivate resilience, patience, and a deeper appreciation for life's quieter truths. It is in silence that we often find our most authentic self.